All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
We want to start out by giving all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakodash.
double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And Shalom to all that came out to push the word of sincerity and the truth. Yes, the brothers here from Great Millstone, Atlanta. We got this lesson going into the YouTube ban of all racist, sexist, and hate speech videos. You know, we in the end, man. You know, today we was having a major discussion on this Israelite shootout that took place. What was the location?
New Jersey.
Jersey. Which Jersey's been hot lately, man. There's been a lot of things that's been going on in Jersey. But that shootout with the Israelite, and he shot up the Jewish deli, you know, and he hit a couple of individuals, killed a couple of individuals and whatnot. And that's ringing all over the news, and a lot of people have their 2 cents to put in that sentiment, you know. Now with notorious, you know, they're looking at us like public enemy number one, you know, like getting notoriety through just assholes as such, and they're painting the picture like that's how we get down, you know. We about gun busting. You had Johanna on I think it was Vice News, Fox News, maybe Vice.
I think it was Vice.
Yeah, Vice News, shooting guns. And all that is to paint a image upon so-called black Hebrew Israelites. And you see all kind of different skin tones in our so-called organization, for lack of a better term. You know, you have brothers from Negroes ilk, or from the Negro race, Latino race, natives. And if you really want to get technical, it's individuals that look like they're from the white race, all right, from the Asian race, different parts of all over the world. So you can't say it's a black thing, you know. We don't even conform to the definition of black. We don't say that we're black. That's one of the things within our so-called doctrine that we condemn, is the statement of calling ourselves black, but they keep pushing this black thing, black
Hebrew Israelites.
Yeah, black Hebrew Israelites, like they had the white supremacists. You know, the Ku Klux Klan was a white supremacist hate group, and you see how that whole group itself is eradicated and is looked down upon. You know, and they're trying to put us in that same box and erase us from our spiritual, you know, or our outlets. You know, and that's why YouTube, you know, is going full circle. You know, the connection is full circle. That's why YouTube is trying to play a part in basically attacking our freedom of speech. But we know that to be biblical prophecy anyway, so it ain't like we get butt hurt, you know, and feel a certain way. We know these things to come to pass, and you know, they're coming to pass right before our eyes, as it is written in the end. Prophecy shall speak.
That's right.
All right, and I'll matter of fact, if you can read Hosea 4:1 real fast.
This Hosea chapter 4 and verse 1. It says, hear the words of Yahweh, you children of Israel, for Yahweh hath a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of the Most High in the land.
Yeah, see? So the scripture says there's no truth, no mercy, no knowledge of the Most High throughout the land. And that's starting to get more and more scarce. Publicly speaking truth, which they deem as conspiracy, you know, is heavily looked down upon.
Yeah.
You know, even though these things that look, the conspiracy theories are all true. It's facts, it's evidence. It's like this whole thing where this guy Juice WRLD. You know, I watched a video today where they were saying the conspiracy behind Juice WRLD, and he basically was saying that he sold his soul to the devil. You know, he had the large bonfire, looked like it was in front of him, and he was walking towards it. And he said, I'm selling my soul to the devil.
Yeah.
You know, and then they showed the shorts he had on in another image, and it had written upside down, overdose. See? And that was the cause of his death. And, you know, Pastor Hart did a lesson on how he prophesied his own death. Now, are all those conspiracies, are all these just make-believes and speculations? The links match, man. You know, such as also the thing with 9/11 being an inside job, the government and their conspiracy to destroy blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. Which in Georgia, we're here in Georgia, we have plaques, man, where it speaks about that, and that in the Georgia Guidestones, and they still haven't yanked that down.
Yeah.
So those commandments are still alive and in place today, but they want to make us seem like we're quacks, we're crazy, we have no business putting this type of information out on public media outlets, so to speak. You know, because YouTube is really a media outlet. You know,
Yeah, it is.
you have news reporters, you have Dabu, you have individuals that use YouTube as an outlet, and we do the same thing, but now we're getting the flack behind it.
Mm-hmm.
You see, but like I said, it's prophecy coming to pass. You can read a little bit more.
It says, verse 2, Isaiah 4 and 2, it says, by swearing and lying and killing and stealing and committing adultery, they break out and blood touches blood.
Yeah, see, by swearing, lying, and killing, blood touches blood. You know, and it speaks about, if you could jump down to verse 6.
It's verse 6. It says, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
Right. So the Israelites are destroyed because they don't know who they are. They can't identify their enemy in today's time. They don't understand the plans behind the scenes that the enemy is working on. They don't understand where they fit in this box of the world that we're living in, you know, on this earthly plane. You know, and that's why we go into the information. We come strictly out of the book.
Straight out of the book.
Straight out of the book. But everybody has something to say about what we say. And I was reading the article pertaining to this guy that killed the individuals in the deli shop, and in the article they was basically speaking about
how he had a hate page.
He had a hate page. He was a former. They said he was basically a former Israelite. You know, they said a few things, and it was all just a negative. Oh, they said he read death-based scriptures. You know, killing and very violent Bible passages, and that's what promoted his ill nature. Now, you know, that might be true. You know, the scriptures has things pertaining to killings. All right, but this book is the law of the land. You know, you can't say it like we're just painting our own picture. The Bible speaks about eye for eye, tooth for a tooth. And who's the violent one that put all the violence upon us any goddamn way? The so-called white man. You know, but we never said that we're gonna carry guns. If you search the mass, especially dealing in terms of brothers in Great Millstone. You know, our households and things of that nature, which the Esau is going to look to do. You know, you're not going to see weaponries and pipe bombs and
man-made bombs.
Man-made bombs.
Yeah.
You know, chemical weapons like we goddamn Syrians or fucking Arabs.
Right.
You know, we don't have that. You're gonna come in brother's house and see a Xbox. You know, just an ordinary household, but they're trying to paint this picture. Like, we create bombs behind the scenes. Like, we have, you know, we're ordering things from the black market, you know, and we use YouTube to assimilate and basically rev up troops to fight against the government. And like Yahweh Shah said it best, that this is my kingdom, my servants will fight. You know, we understand that we're not this isn't a physical fight. And if we were to, if we wanted to get carnal, we would have been got carnal.
Right.
You know, we have the resources to purchase, you know, guns and things of that nature, but we know that's not where our fight lies, man.
Yeah, the scriptures say, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, man. You know, which is the main scripture that we bring out dealing with that situation, man. You know, because at the end of the day, you know, which the brother, you know, Albert Bayou and our group did a lesson earlier today. Hey, the blood, you know, is on you other Israelite camps who push that, you know, whole, you know, rah-rah, you know, guns, you know, shooting, you know, the shooting range and, you know, arm yourselves. You push that spirit out, man. You know, so when the situation arises, man, the Esau is basically going to come for you first, man.
Yeah, you guys are the culprits behind these different major shootings. They can't say they got that motivation from us. They watched the video. Pull up a video. Show the evidence where we saying get you a Glock 9 or whatever nigga gun, automatic gun. Which of course the so-called white men made these guns, but Jake promotes them. You know, get your Draco and get the busing. Go to your deli shops, go to your Jewish supermarkets, where they're selling raw bread, and kosher meat.
Yeah.
And shoot it up. We ain't never said no dumb madness as such. And first off, that's thinking on an extremely low scale. Which, like I said, we're not looking to blow up the Capitol building or anything like that.
Right.
That's not the fight that we're involved in. But if, for instance, that shows you how low. I'm just using it as an example. This guy that actually did that, he's on a low level.
Yeah.
He's one of those class 1 mutants off X-Men that's looking to fight fire with fire. When you watch the X-Men movie, you see how it was classes. There was levels to those superhumans.
Yeah.
And the top classes was really examples was Professor Xavier and Magneto. Which they were both extremely strong and very extremely intelligent, and they knew how to perform in adversity. One was of course more aggressive than the next, but the point is the layout is more mastermind based. We fight mentally. The scriptures speak about how wisdom is better than weapons of war. You see, that's why YouTube itself is still looking at us as a threat. Even though we haven't put up guns in none of these videos, we haven't put up swords, we haven't showed how to detonate explosives, how to create TNT, what's the best websites to create homemade bombs.
Yeah, we going straight. The scriptures speak about how this is a sword, man. The scriptures, man. The words cut deep, man. That's why they even making it to where they go ban YouTube, man, because the words cut deep. Man. And
matter of fact, I'll read that article with YouTube, and you can get that Hebrews 4:12 too. That's kind of says YouTube officially bans all racist, sexist, and hate speech videos posted December 11th, 2019. It says throughout the years, YouTube has been heavily criticized for not doing enough to get rid of content that is racist, sexist, and promotes any form of hate speech.
Now, if I could say, if the truth wasn't pushed on YouTube, this wouldn't happen, man. This would not happen. You would still have your whites, because you have white supremacists on YouTube. You have those pages. You have all sorts of other racial, and hate speech pages, which if the truth wasn't pushed on YouTube, that wouldn't happen, man. But it's all according to prophecy.
Yeah, and they're speaking about sexist. For the pure fact that these guys like Polite can even speak about the black woman as God. That's a form of sexism, man. Putting women above men and women putting themselves on a high stature. All this. And if you really want to get in terms of hate speech and nigga music is hate speech.
Yeah.
Hip hop and all that is on the internet heavily.
That's a good point.
And hey, this guy Juice WRLD spoke about how he got the motivation of drug use from Future. That's how he became an extreme opioid addict. The reason why these kids are on all these drugs and killing is because of the rap music.
That's right.
You can listen to one rap song, and now you know about at least 12 different guns, man, and 7 different types of drugs, if not more. You know what locations these drugs are located, whether the streets. Because these niggas will rap the streets, they'll rap the cities, they'll rap the drug dealing on the block. But are they banning these rappers from YouTube and actually taking their performances and things of that nature, their mixtapes off of these websites? Hell no.
They promote it.
They promote it.
Yeah, even on our pages, on the homepage, when you click on the YouTube app, you got all type of, hate speech and sexist, feminist videos pop up. But we don't even look at that sort of stuff, man. It's just there because YouTube is promoting it, man.
Yeah, YouTube promotes crap, but when it comes to the truth, they want to, basically delete it. But a little bit more on it. It says, as reported by CBS News, YouTube will now remove any videos that hurl insults at people based on race, gender expression, sexual orientation, or other protected attributes. And that's all Esau's narrative. You know, Esau has beat us down as a people. We was called niggas for years. You know, monkeys, spicks, wetbacks. You know, Trump spoke about how the locations we live in are shitholes and things of that nature. But now, when we fight back, you know, Esau wants to try to disable us. Esau wants to disable, and he wants, that shows you he wants to control the narrative. Because at the end of the day, hey, if white supremacists are talking their shit on the internet, that's on them. You know, these Satanists that get on their platforms and they, you know, rally up with their witches and their Satanists, you know, that's on them.
Right.
You know, YouTube is supposed to be a outlet for videos, you know, and is it illegal? Is it illegal to speak about racism and sexism? Like I said, that's supposed to be one of the amendments.
Freedom of speech.
Freedom of speech. You know, that's supposed to be one of the things that actually each and every citizen gets by right to actually freely speak on their viewpoints, whether pertaining to race. Like if individuals say I don't like the black race, hey, that's part of your freedom of speech. Technically, you have freedom to have the opinion you want and voice it out publicly because that's written within law. You know, that's one of the oldest so-called United States commandments. You know, but when it comes to us speaking about things and going into the reason why, and going into evidence, going into pictures, going into documents, going into historical points, you know, that's when we're a threat. But I want to get a little bit more. It says the ban also extends to content containing veiled threats of violence as the popular video streaming company takes necessary steps into further moderating what people could say in the videos they create and upload to the platform. You know, so basically that's just, like I said before, that's just them clipping and putting more and more boundaries and restrictions on YouTube, and that's going into the famine of the word. You know, because before the word is totally out, it's gonna be diluted, so to speak. They're trying to get it to the point where you're politically correct. You know, where you can't say the white man is the devil. You know, you can't speak about the Jews
being destroyed.
You can't speak about America being destroyed. And they did it to that point where you can't speak about this in the school system. You can't speak about it publicly on the street. They're going to make it to that point where you can't speak about these things publicly on the streets.
You got some?
Yeah, I had something.
Okay.
This is 2 Corinthians chapter 13. Yeah, fine. Chapter 13, verse 8. It says, "For we can do nothing against the truth, but for the truth." You know, so hey, even though YouTube is putting this policy out, hey, that's actually a good thing because the brother just spoke of the famine of the word. You know, so with that being said, hey, we understand that once the famine of the word come, the closer we are to Jacob's trouble, man, for this thing to kick off, man.
Yep.
You know, that's why the apostles and the elders always push out that it's important to keep up with the prophecies, because when certain things start happening and kicking off, you'll understand the time period that we're in, man. You know,
that's right. And just like the scripture says, you can't do nothing against it before, and it's all fulfilling something. You know, the Lord controls both sides, the left and the right. And when he wants the left to ignite something on the right, he pushes them to manifest things through the left hand side. Whether it's the so-called white man pushing policy, scriptures speak about the policy within the scriptures. Whether he's moving the troops certain places, whether he's elevating in the tech world to push the mark of the beast, it's all controlled by Yahweh Shem Shai. And it's for us to react a certain way. Because really, it's not hurting us. To be honest, it's not crippling the movement. You know, Yahweh, if anything, the Most High, Yahweh, through the Spirit, Yahweh Shem Shai is doing these things so that we can get closer the hell out of here, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So you shouldn't feel a certain way. of course, this is a major platform, and brothers love the YouTube to vent their frustration and things of that nature. But at the end of the day, it was never said that we're gonna be on this joint forever.
Yeah.
It's to get this word out and close up. But you got a little bit more.
That was it on that. I had that Amos for you.
Yeah, we can get that and maybe one more scripture and close.
Alright, God. This is Amos Salaki. This is Amos chapter 8, verse 11. It says, "Behold, the day is coming, saith the Lord power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst of water, but of hearing the words of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shah."
Read that one now.
God, this is Amos 8 and 11. It says, "Behold, the day is coming, saith the Lord power."
Yeah, so the days are coming. And we're living in those times now. Now, that was written during the time of Amos, and it was obviously in BC times. But generations have passed, centuries have passed, and we're living in those exact same times.
Yeah.
Keep going.
It says, "That I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shah."
Yeah, and then it's going to get to the point where so-called conspiracy theorists from all outlets, whether it's alternative media, see how they did Alex Jones, was that couple?
Yeah, they straight cooked this page.
Yeah, they did him dirty, man. Stripped him naked, basically. Why? Because he was telling a lot of things pertaining to the truth. And they're going to do that to a lot of individuals that have something to say about the president. See, this is getting more into a totalitarian dictatorship-based a country that has full surveillance. They're going through your phones, looking at your messages, looking at you, texting your woman and things of that nature. They got surveillance on all these smart TVs, looking at everything you do and controlling everything you say. This is getting very, very. This is getting like on some real
dictator.
Yeah, dictator.
Putin type.
Yeah,
like Russia, like over there in Russia, man.
Adolf Hitler.
Yeah.
Nazi Germany type shit, man. Can't say nothing against women. Women cheat on you. They want to be a slut bag.
Yeah.
You call them a slut. You might get locked up. She can put you on child support. She can do all kind of foul stuff to you.
Yeah.
But if you so-called foul-mouthed her, now you're looked at as the enemy of the the worst shit on the earth, man. And like I said, now they're painting it where we're the new terrorists.
Yeah.
Arabs are starting to be the old terrorists. They're trying to make it where we're the new goddamn terrorists, man.
Yeah. Hey, if I can say too, that's why through the spirit of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shah, starting with the apostles and elders on down, here at GMS we've been pushing, watch certain things that you do, whether it's on social media, brothers shouldn't have a social media page, showing their face and, putting and joining it with the truth. We shouldn't, on our everyday walk, we shouldn't be out, not basically ruling your spirit, man. Because Esau is going to try to get you on every single little thing, man.
Yeah, he needs he needs a culprit. He needs something to spark a wildfire against us. He just need that thing with the shooting.
Yeah.
You see how they just using that and they're blowing it out the water. And a lot of people are saying like, man, come on, man, them Israelites don't get down like that.
Yeah.
Hey, just because one Catholic priest molests 30 children, y'all still try to justify that? All Roman Catholics aren't like that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Say for instance, a pastor might get convicted of raping somebody in the congregation. A lot of people still go to that church after, man.
Yeah, the Reverend. I don't know if your brother seen it, but it was like a marathon, and they had the news lady interviewing or commentating on the marathon, and the Reverend just ran by and smacked her on the butt.
Oh, the white that was the Reverend?
Yeah, it was a Reverend.
See,
but but here it is. Any little thing, that a so-called Black Hebrew Israelite do, y'all, you make sure that you make known of it, man.
Yeah, they're trying to make this seem like a gangster movie.
Yeah.
And that's gonna lead to the prophecy of them trying to throw us in jail. And I'm gonna get that scripture. We'll close with that. But this is Revelations 2:10. Fear none of these things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison.
Hey, now we know you know, that hey, for you know, true sake, that some of us, you know, would be cast into prison, you know. But hey, if you know, it's we understand that it's all for prophecy's sake, man. You know, so whatever on the lot that Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai has for us, you know, we're willing to go through it, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's why I says fear not, because at the end of the day, we know that Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai has the back of his servants, man.
That's right. It says that ye may be tried or tested, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life.
See, it's always that reward at the end, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that 10 days basically symbolizes completion, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so hey, the Lord always, you know, says so and so is going to happen, but you know, if you endure or if you keep the faith, you will receive salvation. You will receive the reward. You will receive that penny, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's why you know, we can't continue to push so hard and to carry ourselves in a professional manner according to the scriptures, because we know that if we do those things, that Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah will, you know, will make us a part of that number, that elect number, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
And that's why the scriptures speak about also for us to do things without spot and blemish
Mm-hmm.
in the midst of a crooked and perverse generation, so that when the so-called white man puts, you know, basically doubles down on us, we'll be able to have justifications.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we'll be pure like Yahweh Shai. You know, Yahweh Shai was innocent. And they came up with all kind of railing accusations. They brought false witnesses, and they couldn't get the one up on Yahweh Shai. And he told us to do the same thing. You know, that's why the instructions are here. But you know, this is just something we want to go into this article to ban. There's more things that's going to come out through the spirit. You know, but just want to drive that home, of course. So we're gonna end it by giving all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai Bashem Rakakwadash.
Double honor to the apostle and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom, Maki.
Shalom.